China is home to a unique and often misunderstood cultural phenomenon, the marriage market of Shanghai. Deeply rooted in the fabric of Chinese society, offers a vivid glimpse into the shocking expectations and family matchmaking in a modernizing world. This practice is deeply rooted in tradition, starting when a group of elders gathered at a park in Beijing. They talked about the good old days when things were better, and everyone got married early. Things have changed a lot, and the youths don't seem to be interested in getting married anymore. This made these grandmas and grandpas sad. They knew they had to do something to save the younger generation. Then it occurred to one of them, why don't they round up their unmarried grandchildren and bring them to the market to exchange in marriage? They agreed to the idea, and that year the first marriage market was started at Longtan Park, Beijing. Parents in Shanghai come together in various parks, bringing along descriptions of their children. They do this hoping to find them a good match for marriage. It's a sight that might seem unusual to many, even as times change. Soon the tradition spread across China. A marriage market was launched everywhere. There was a park where old people gathered. Before long, Shanghai, Hangzhou, Shenzhen, Tianjin, and Wuhan were all in on this strange tradition. Every Sunday, hundreds of people gather at various parks across China. The walls of the parks are adorned with hundreds of posters, each containing details of the bachelor or spinster. While there are no strict rules as to what details must be provided, you must remember that the Chinese people are deeply cultural. What this means is that there are details that will be very important before a Chinese family can accept an in-law into the family. These details include the person's employment, what Chinese zodiac they belong to, financial situation, age, and physical attributes. Most of these attributes do not matter much to the young who are being traded off into marriage here, but they matter a lot to the older family members. Here, adults still have a strong hold on the younger ones. It does not matter if you are in your 30s or 40s, you have to submit to what the older ones in the family want. As a matter of fact, many of the prospective grooms and brides whose profiles are advertised here feel embarrassed. They have good reasons to feel this way. It is because, in most cases, this market is a last effort to get the person involved married. It sort of suggests he or she has failed to get the job done themselves. Welcome to this exploration of the Shanghai marriage market, where we'll delve into the intricate details of this unique matchmaking tradition. We'll uncover the cultural layers, the preparation that parents put into presenting their children, and the economic dynamics at play. Importantly, we'll listen to the voices of those directly involved, the parents and their adult children. Why does this practice thrive in the 21st century? How do those participating perceive it? And what does it mean for the young men and women at its heart? First is the issue of age. The demand is strict. You have to be younger than 30 to be considered a good catch. Of course, you will see a lot of prospects that are older, but their chances of finding a partner here are extremely small. It is much worse than you think. Here, there are derogatory terms for men and women that are way past 30. For the women, people would call them shengnu once they get to their mid-30s and are still unmarried. This term means leftover women. No mother or father wants their daughter to be a leftover woman. They take finding a husband for her very seriously. You can guess how the girls feel about this too. No matter what the lady accomplishes, she will never feel fulfilled until she gets married. This is why by the age of 25, parents start working hard to get a suitable husband for their daughters. The men don't have it any better. They also have a label placed on them when they are unmarried after the age of 30. These bachelors are called guanggan, which means barren branch. Such a man is seen as a disgrace cutting off the branch of the family because he is not married. You can imagine the amount of pressure this puts these men and women in. There is a lot of anxiety about getting married, so marriage markets are no joke. People come here doing their best to impress and get snagged up for marriage. You would imagine that because of the desperation, the prospects would lower their standards. But that is not the case. In China, customs and traditions are never compromised, not even in this desperate situation. One demand you may find very ridiculous is what the women demand from the men. Statistics show that 70% of these women searching for husbands would never consider a man who does not have a house of his own and a car. As you can imagine, not a lot of young men in their 20s can acquire these possessions. With this high demand, it is no surprise that many of these young ladies remain unmarried. It is so bad that over 80% of those seeking partners are women. Men who fulfill this requirement would proudly attach document proof showing they own a house and a car. They even go as far as giving details of how big and exotic their houses are. The demands could even be more exhausting. Some families would demand that the young man must be a graduate of Tsinghua or Peking University. Note that these are the top 2 universities in China. Preparing to get married in China is a full-time job. Young men and women spend years chasing educational qualifications, career success, and fitting into the best profile that will guarantee they're getting married. It is so difficult that even men who would be considered accomplished in other countries find it impossible to meet the standard here. A good example is the case of Rex Simons. Rex is very accomplished and works with the biggest TV network in China. And what is more, he is a master's graduate of the prestigious Peking University. With all these accomplishments, you would think he would be a hotcake in the marriage market. He went to the Zhongshan Park marriage market to find out. The result will shock you. Rex was turned down by many parents because he did not have a car or a house of his own. This is the sad reality of this practice, and yet the unmarried have to face so much discrimination. Finding a wife or husband for the unmarried in China is a collective effort of the entire family, especially the elders. It is common to see husbands and wives working as a team in the marriage market. One member of the team will stand or sit by the advertisement poster, while other members of the team move about checking the posters of others to see if they can find a match for their son or daughter. If they spot a potential match based on the information presented, they can approach the parents who posted the ad to initiate contact. If both parties are interested, they engage in a discussion, often exchanging details about their children's backgrounds, expectations, and preferences. This might involve negotiating aspects like desired income levels, housing situations, or family values. Members of the family must agree that their expectations are satisfied, or else that would be the end of negotiations. If the discussion goes well and both parents feel their children could be compatible, they might arrange a casual meeting between the potential couple. This could be a group outing or a coffee date facilitated by both sets of parents. In most parts of China, these markets are open every Sunday. Some parents are persistent and would come every week. It is more than just finding a spouse for their children. Many parents that come to these markets are retired and have turned this into a social event that gives them the opportunity to meet new people and socialize. It is common to see total strangers meet and strike up a conversation. So this meant much more to the senior citizens. After all, before the creation of these marriage markets, the senior citizens had always met at these parks to exercise and socialize. But not all marriage markets are the same. Some are more popular than others and are even recognized internationally. None is as popular as the Shanghai Marriage Market, also known as the People's Park Marriage Market. This market is held every Saturday and Sunday in People's Park, Shanghai. It attracts thousands of parents eager to find suitable spouses for their unmarried children. In the marriage market, there are two main zones, the free zone and the amateur matchmaking zone. The free zone is where concerned parents go to search for potential partners for their sons or daughters. Unsurprisingly, there are also some seniors looking for their love partners for themselves. Within the free zone, you'll find many subzones where parents can post their children's posters. Some subzones are divided by birth year, such as the 1980s, 1990s, and more. In the Shanghai market, there's the new Shanghainese zone as well. It is also common to find special areas for girls and boys with overseas study experience, giving them more importance. Placing them in special areas also means that they have a greater chance of finding an equal match for their children. The amateur matchmaking zone has professionals or voluntary matchmakers sharing lists of potential candidates with parents attending the market. They don't do this for free though. Parents and potential suitors have to pay a consultation fee. As for females, they are charged more while males pay very little or don't pay any fees. There's a discrepancy, thanks to a surplus number of females in the Chinese marriage market. However, those who go to the marriage market must be wary of these professional matchmakers, because some of them are tricksters who disappear after receiving fees from their parents. Marriage markets are still popular, but not anywhere near as before. This is because the practice is being overtaken by online dating. Most candidates dislike this practice. They are usually adults old enough to make their own decisions and would like to be allowed to do it on their own terms. Indeed, a lot of young folks participate on their own too. They just wish to be more involved in the process. It's important to note that traditional marriage markets have received criticism for perpetuating gender stereotypes and focusing on materialistic qualities. Additionally, they can put undue pressure on young adults to conform to societal expectations about marriage. Would you consider finding a partner in a marriage market in China? For more thrilling topics like this, subscribe to the channel. See you next time.